It's time to make podcasting great again. Ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon, this is Modern Escapism. Show. My name is Oodles, the Gary Barlow son of podcasting. Joining me today is disgraced Democratic Vice President and absolute Uber loser. It's Candy.
Hello. Guilty.
And disgraced Republican President-elect and absolute Uber beast and winner. It's Stig.
I'm number one. I'm number one.
Stig and Gadget.
Stig SA.
Stig SA. Biggie and Gadget are away this week on a lovers' weekend, I think. Maybe Blackpool or some shit. Maybe seen Illuminations. I don't know. Do you guys know?
I thought it was some kind of convention for the bald.
Yeah. So, in its place, it's just us three moshers. We're just going to mosh through this podcast.
Bleh.
It's time. Rock and roll! How are you doing, guys? How are you feeling?
Yeah,
Good.
all right. It's been all right. Lots of fireworks.
Lots of fireworks. Is it scary, Candy?
No, I'm hard, me. Well, hard.
Oh, only a soft bastard would say that.
No, it kicks off around where I live now. It kicks off with firework night. Everyone's got them in their back gardens. I love it.
Yeah, I like it too. I'm a fan of it. My dogs are not that arsed with it. They're a bit dubious about it, but they're not that arsed about it. And the cat couldn't give a flying fuck.
Yeah, my cat is supremely uninterested.
Just like,
doesn't care.
Stop making a noise. I'm trying to sleep. So it's all right, but God, the local Facebook groups are ablaze on bonfire night. It's amazing.
Oh, I love it.
My dog's dying because of these.
I hope everyone's pets are locked up safe.
Even if they're locked up, they can still hear it. My dogs just bark, but it's weird because I took them for a walk. The kids and Kate went to watch fireworks, and you know, I was just like,
can't be arsed.
They're never that.
You've seen them for
Can't be
8 years of your life. You don't need to see them again.
I took them for a walk, and they were fine until I got right. I was right at the top of town. Just happened to be. It was 7 o'clock, and I'm right at the top, the hill at the top of town. I was like, oh, I can see from here. So I stood and watched for a little bit, and then they started barking. But then we walked, and they stopped barking. So when they were walking around and just sniffing around, they were arsed. But actually stopping and watching them, they were going nuts.
I think when they're using their other senses to sniff, they're not concentrating on the hearing.
Yeah, because that's why one of the reasons I took them all out, because like someone on our street always lets them off, and it just sets them off barking. So I thought I'll take them away, and they were fine.
I'm not a big fan of them letting them off in the garden because I live in a big row of terrace. That's not very fucking safe.
Yeah, you always end up with like them in your garden as well that you have to clear up.
Yeah,
if they've set off and they've fallen back down and they're in your garden, you're like,
a couple of dead birds as well.
Get them done in the field. That's all I can say. Do it in a field. Don't throw them at your mates like I used to when I was a kid.
Some kind of petition has gone into Parliament about them. I haven't really read into it. But...
yeah, they're moaning about it. But they moan about anything that's fun and dangerous, don't they?
Mm.
Getting rid of my cigs soon. I won't be able to smoke soon or something. That's what I was reading the other day.
Good.
That's me leaving. Anyway, speaking of news and stuff like that, I believe it's time for Stiggy's breaking news.
Stiggy sensational news. Come on.
Sorry. Stiggy's
right.
sensational news.
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's breaking news.
All right, first up, Sega delisting massive trove of Genesis, Saturn, Dreamcast, and arcade games from all platforms in December. In unfortunate news, Sega's support website has announced that a lengthy library of their classic games are being delisted from all major digital platforms, including a handful of classic Sonic titles. The Sega Classics FAQ support page notes that the titles will be delisted in 1 month on December the 6th. Existing purchases will remain playable, but they won't be available to purchase afterwards individually or in bundles.
Does this mean a new Sega console's coming out?
Oh, I was going to ask the reason for that, but that's a good point.
Or like a Dreamcast Mini with all those things.
I was going to say it's probably something that's got everything on it.
It's a smart move for them to delist everything and be like, you can't have this, but you can have it here. The Dreamcast 2 coming in your ears.
It says here, several of the classic titles will be delisted from Steam and Xbox Marketplace, most notably loosely titled Dreamcast Collection. The only Sonic game that will be impacted is the Xbox port of the Sonic Fighters, but other classics like Nights into Dreams, Sega Bass Fishing,
not base fishing.
boom, 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 boom. I got one. Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, and Space Channel 5 Part 2 are all on the chopping block. At the moment, it's unclear why these titles are being delisted. Online speculation points to last year's Power Surge reveal, showing that Sega has renewed interest in bringing back classic franchises. But unlike recent delistings in the wake of Sonic Origins and Sonic X Shadow Generations, no updated version of these games has been announced. So that's possibly, I don't think it's going to be a console, but maybe they are going to...
A service.
No, either that or, they could maybe do their own launcher on PC, or maybe they're just going to do like a lot of HD...
Actual physical
versions.
Collections, yeah.
Yeah, because how do you get people wanting the game? You take it away from them, don't you?
Yes.
Take these games away from people for a year or two. And
again,
then
it's like what you've been saying, Stig, for years. Physical. You wouldn't have this issue.
Nope.
You would not have this issue. It's that simple.
So I think it all points towards probably them just doing a lot of HD remakes.
Imagine a world where Sega just come back into the console game space and they bring out like a next gen console and it just obliterates Sony and Xbox and Nintendo. They just come out like, we've been waiting fucking 25 years for this and we've been planning. This is it, and it just destroys everything. It's got everything attached to it. It's got anything you can think of, and it just comes with it. And it's just Sega exclusive. They just come back with this attitude that they used to have. That'd be.
It turns out they're actually Tencent. Like, ha! We got you. We own everything already.
It was us all along. Would you buy the Dreamcast 2? Would you buy it?
Yeah, probably. I would. I love the Dreamcast.
I think I'd be interested. Price first, you know me.
Well,
price first.
Yeah. No, I think if there was a console that came out, and I don't know anything about emulation, but if there was a preloaded console that had all the games from like the original
from Mega Drive to
Mega Drive
Dreamcast.
up to Dreamcast, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. There's some gems in there, absolute gems. Power Stone.
Next up, more Batman games confirmed by Warner Brothers.
Cool.
Warner Brothers CEO David Zaslav spoke about the future of the game and the company during a recent earning call, and it sounds bright. Zaslav noted that the gaming division plans to focus on proven franchises which include Hogwarts Legacy, Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones, DC, but in particular Batman. He said.
If they were smart, they need to just do single player games.
Yeah, there's also obviously a Wonder Woman game on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's no official announcement. It sounds like that he said Batman, so we are going to get Batman. And there is that. They're the best sellers. And the Arkham Shadow is actually really good. And the VR one, so, why wouldn't they make another third-person console game? How does that fit with Suicide Kill the Justice League's story? I think they'll probably just retcon that.
I'm sure they will.
Do you know what I'd do? I'd use the mould that they did for the Arkham games, the absolute mould of it, but just tell a new story, like completely different. Perspective, different look, make it grittier. Do you know, like the Batman? Like, cause I've watched that a few times this year, the Batman, Robert Pattinson's one, and I really love that noir version of Batman.
I was going to say like a Batman noir would be fucking cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
It could even be sort of like a black and white, like the Simon Bisley Batman era.
Yeah, we haven't had that. We've just had hyper comic. You know what I mean? We've had like the Todd McFarlane style Batman, the big muscle guy just punching monsters. I'd like to see this like the world's greatest detective again, because that's what he is.
Well, that's the thing where the films miss a lot of the time as well, isn't it? They just have him all kind of brawny, and he's not actually like the world's greatest detective.
Yeah.
But like, the Batman has gone a bit more into that.
Yeah, I like the fact that my Batman is a Batman that's got an itinerary and he's got something for if anything happens, he's got a plan. the Sherlockish style Batman, where even he can beat Superman, and I'm not on about Zack Snyder, I'm on about in the books, where he knows everyone's weakness, he knows every variable, but he still has to sleuth, he still has to break some bones to get some answers. But that's my Batman.
Well, I mean, obviously, like I said, we've had Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights, which are meant to be set in the kind of Arkham universe, aren't they? But
Yes, from the Arkham comic.
They just failed and just fell on their ass. Batman's a winner. It's like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
For
yeah.
Marvel off Spider-Man, anything Spider-Man related is going to make you money.
Yeah.
Anything Batman related is going to make you money, and that's all David Zaslav cares about.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I'd like what you said about doing different Batmen. I do a few different games, and I would make one of them a corny 60s Adam West one.
Oh, absolutely.
Which has pow and wham and stuff.
There's a place
on
for it.
When you punch, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Or do it like you could do a Streets of Rage style with Batman.
Yeah.
Like, that would look really cool.
Absolutely. Penguin is a boss.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, now you've got me thinking. That's a untapped side-scrolling beat 'em up there. Batman. You could be Batman, Robin, Batgirl, whoever else, Nightwing in your team. Yeah.
I hope
Batman Generations or something.
We need producer credits on this.
That's a game waiting to happen, and a game that I would pay money for.
I would, absolutely. I love Batman. It's my favourite superhero of all time, but it's been missed, hasn't it? It's been missed just to be the Dark Knight, just to be him alone, and I miss that. I miss that feeling of when I first launched up Arkham Asylum. I was like, holy shit, I feel like Batman for the first time ever. I don't know if you ever played the Batman Begins game that came out on the PS2 and Xbox.
God, I didn't even know there was one.
It was a movie time, but that was the closest I'd ever felt to Batman. It's really fucking bad.
I used to love a good movie tie-in game, especially ones that made no sense whatsoever.
I remember the Minority Report one, and I couldn't get Tom Cruise's face, and I got emotional then. That was a bad game. And the Mission Impossible game as well, and I couldn't get his face. He does not like his face in games.
It's that tooth.
I was going to say they have to study the tooth too closely.
Yeah, the one that goes off
bring
to
it
the
up, he'll
side.
get us. Next!
Well, speaking of Warner Brothers games, it's also obviously been confirmed that Hogwarts Legacy 2 is coming, and that work on that has officially started. David Haddad has said that the game team is also coordinating storytelling elements in Hogwarts 2 with storylines that will set to feature in the upcoming Harry Potter HBO TV series, which is set to be a new retelling of the original books. So I don't know whether that means they're just going to do a Hogwarts Legacy that coincides with the Harry Potter
Do you know
story.
the smart thing to do? The smart thing to do. And we've seen it before in games. Remember Metal Gear Solid 2, where you watch Snake doing his missions? Imagine a Hogwarts Legacy 2 where you're a character and you're watching Ron, Harry, and Hermione do their things, and you're shadowing them.
Yeah.
Like Raiden is in Metal Gear 2. Everyone thought, oh no, I can't play a Snake. But then you see Snake, you go, that's a cool motherfucker. And you could do it that way. Like, it's the same story, but a different perspective.
But at the same time, if anything significant happens when it was like a background character, like if anything significant happens in the story, then it would have had to have been picked up in the original book. So it's kind of, it's hard. It's a difficult one. I don't know how they'll tie it in.
Going with the game is going to be a Marauders game.
That's what the people want.
And that's how they're going to tie it in with the show.
Because they can do what they want as long as it reaches the same end.
Yeah, you can now see the fleshed out version of Harry's dad, Snape,
Sirius,
the Marauders, his mum, all that. You can see a fleshed out story version of that isn't just flashbacks.
Yeah.
Which is all that the show is going to give us.
I'm down for that.
It'll cover a lot more than the films ever did in a TV show because they've got more time. But this obviously gives you a full proper 30-hour story in a game. I think that's what they'll go for.
I'd love to see that, but do you think that would have a massive backlash from the non-gamers that want to see a Marauders TV show?
Fuck them. Be a gamer.
Well,
They aren't going to do any other TV show outside of this Harry Potter one for the next decade.
Yeah.
So
good luck waiting for that.
Yeah, exactly. This is the
Yeah.
closest you're going to get.
I liked Hogwarts Legacy. I think it's a worthy game in that franchise.
Yeah, I think it was a good game, but I did start to get bored of it because it felt like I was just doing the same thing over
I've
and over
still
again.
never finished it. I own
No,
it. I've still
I
never
think
finished
it's a good starting point, and like the way they brought Hogwarts and Hogsmeade and all of that to life was fantastic. You know,
Yeah.
just wandering around Hogwarts to start with was amazing, but then you start doing a lot of fetch quests. Take this to
Do
a teacher. Do this for me.
Do you know where it
that for
started
me.
doing as well?
And it
Like
just
when you
kind
get
of bugged me.
when you get further to the end, closer to the end. Like I must have done about 80%. It makes you do fetch quests, but across the vast map.
Yeah.
And then you just zoom in. You're just zooming on a broom for like ages. There's nothing getting you in the sky.
or
There's nothing
fast
killing
travel.
you.
Or you just
Or
do
fast
fast
travel,
travel,
and
and
you're
it's
just
just like, what's the point?
I see what you're doing. You're trying to make me use part of the map I'd never go to, but come on. It's
I
artificial
didn't think it
padding.
needed it. That map was too big.
It was.
Well, the best part about Hogwarts Legacy was Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Quest
the
with the
further
map,
away you
fine.
are from the castle, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I might go back and finish it one day, but yeah, it's good. It's good. Cool. Next.
Remedy gives update on Control 2, Max Payne Remake, and FBC Firebreak.
Okay.
Remedy Entertainment has made some of the most interesting single-player games of the past decade, from 2006 Quantum Break to 2019's Control to 2023's Alan Wake 2. Remedy has a lot of projects in the works currently, and the recent studio head updated us on all of these. As part of Remedy's latest earnings report, CEO Tero Vertala confirmed the status of its development roadmap. Unfortunately, there was some bad news, as it has been confirmed that Alan Wake 2 has still not earned any royalties.
Wow.
Mm.
But hopefully that will change now that the game's second expansion, The Lake House, is released.
And
Remedy's
it's out
next-
on physical as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Remedy's next major title will be Control 2, which is heading into full production in 2025. In the meantime, the studio are also releasing the first multiplayer game, FBC Firebreak, which is set in the Control universe. Previously, this game was in development under the codename Condor. The upcoming remake of Max Payne 1 and 2 are also still in production and will be published in partnership with Rockstar Games, who own the IP. It's unclear whether Max Payne 3 will also seek some kind of update. I don't think Max Payne 3 really needs it.
It needs a re-release.
Yeah, but
But
it
it
doesn't need an update like
No, it doesn't.
number 1
It
and
still
2
looks
do.
great. But only way I can play it, I'd have to play it on PC or a PS3 emulator. 'Cause it's not available on PS4 or PS5 at all, which is a shame. It's one of those that's got lost.
Mm.
What, Max Payne 3?
Yeah. It's only available on PS3, Xbox 360. You might be able to play it on Xbox Series.
No,
You
yeah,
might be able to play
backwards,
it on that.
backwards compatibility.
Yeah, but you can't. I think you can play it on PS5 if you stream it. You know that PS3 weird streaming thing they do
Yeah.
that no one wants to do? I think they can do it. I'm not sure, but if I had access to it, I would replay that game. I like that, Max Payne 3. I like all Max Paynes.
I haven't played them. I'll wait for a remaster.
Yeah, wait.
You like 1 and 2. I'm not sure 3 would be. It takes a bit of a different kind
It's
of
very different, isn't
very
it?
different turn. Like 1 and 2's got that kind of noir, like
Crime
goth
thriller.
feel to it.
Yeah,
Especially
it's
those, like,
basically
dream
Sin City,
sequences.
the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it is cool. But the third one's like, huh? this went all GTA all of a sudden without the cars.
Yeah,
Well, if Rockstar are in charge, yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense why it's like it is, but still, that's cool games, man. I'm up for that. But Control 2 is definitely like pinned on top things I'm excited for.
I think it's going to be really, really good. I think they'll take
fucking
everything
love
that
the
they've.
first game.
Because just look at Alan Wake 2 versus the first Alan Wake. Like, what a leap
Yeah.
that was.
Yeah,
And it basically, like, they're leapfrogging. It's one story now, isn't it? So
yeah.
Control 2 is
Yeah.
going to be Alan Wake 3. It's going to be,
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm super pumped.
Yeah. I just hope they don't keep hemorrhaging money because
It's a worry, isn't it?
not many people are
They
buying
make
these games as much as
interesting,
you
good
think.
games, and people aren't buying them. Which
Yeah. Because I talked to some of my in real life gaming friends, and I'm like, you played Control, you played Alan Wake 2, like, never heard of them.
Yeah.
Like, come on,
Yeah.
play them. It's such a sad state of affairs. Never mind.
I still want to know,
Next.
like with the crumble of Annapurna, what's going to happen to the TV shows they were going to do? Because I was excited for that.
Dead, mate. Gone.
Yeah, same
right,
with that. Concord was meant to have an episode on that Amazon animated
Still
show,
will.
wasn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
It'll just be weird.
Oh, speaking of which, I bought a physical copy of that last week after we talked
Yes.
about it.
Save it.
Gosh,
Save
you
it.
did.
That's my pension.
Save it. Save it, mate. That's going to be worth a fucking fortune in 10 years.
25 quid on eBay. I'll have that.
Yes, mate. That's going to be worth so much.
I hope so.
Dividends, that, mate. You don't need insurance.
No, well, there you
That's
go.
it.
Nana
That's
Candy,
it.
what's this? Oh, gather round, children. Let me tell you about
Let me tell
the
you.
tale of Concord.
Was it good? I've got no idea.
Nobody's played it. Cool. Next.
Next, Hideo Kojima betrays PlayStation.
Bum,
time.
bum, bum.
PlayStation just lost a key console exclusive to the Xbox Series X and S out of nowhere, and it also has Xbox Play Anywhere with Windows 11. Death Stranding randomly just dropped out of nowhere for the Xbox.
Do you know what's cool? It's 20 quid.
PlayStation fanboys, proper fanboys, kicked up a stink.
Let them. Stop being negative Nancy's. Just
Who
let.
cares? Just
Why
let people
would you
play
not
games.
want other people playing a game you love?
Yeah.
Why would you not? Everybody fucking wins. I know that's the Xbox fucking motto, but everyone does win. Like, why would you not want like the conversations to go back to a game that you love, and you can join in? You can say, "Oh, guess what? I played this a few years back, and I know everything about it, and I can discuss it with you. I've made new friends because of it." Why would you not want that? It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Who gives a fuck? You don't work for Sony.
Not to mention, it's not like this sworn allegiance that he had to PlayStation. He's got a exclusive Xbox game coming out, hasn't he? Soon, isn't that?
Well, what happened?
Overdose?
What it is because Sony Computer they did finance his first game, which is Death Stranding. Because remember, he's an independent developer. That's an indie game, that. Well, AAA indie game. So obviously, Sony know that he's done this. They've gone, yeah, your contract's up. That's fine, mate. Drop it like it's hot. There's no foul play whatsoever behind the scenes. They're all like, yeah, make some more money because Sony will get a cut of that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He'll get more money. He'll
Yeah.
fund everything. People make. It makes no sense why you'd be pissed off about that.
I want to know if Monster Energy is going to be back in it because it was unplayable the second time round. Give me Monster or give me
Bridges
nothing.
energy drink.
Yeah, no, Monster.
And Timefall wheat beer.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's a great game. Get it played.
That Xbox Play Anywhere though is great because you buy a game on Xbox, you can go play it on your PC or laptop or like a handheld if you've got one. I was hoping that when I bought Alan Wake 2 on my Xbox, but that doesn't have it.
Do it.
So
yeah,
but the concept of it is great.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. It's consumer friendly, and it's rare nowadays you see that. But yeah. Congratulations, Hideo, my friend of the show, Hideo Kojima, for your re-release of one of your greatest games. Next.
What, is he re-releasing? I was going to say is he re-releasing Metal Gear Solid 3, but yeah, he is.
He's not. That's a sore subject.
He's not, but...
Don't get him started, you'll start crying.
It'll be good. Sony commits to releasing major single-player game every year from 2025 onwards. Sony high-profile live service struggles have seen the cancellation of Naughty Dog's The Last of Us multiplayer game, and most recently disastrous release of unrelease of Concord, which resulted in the closure of the developer. Amidst the turmoil, Sony has reaffirmed its commitment to major single-player games. Speaking during an investor call, Sony's finance and IR chief Sadahiko Hayakawa said that while it has no major first-party games coming out before the end of the current fiscal year ending in March 2025, the company plans to continue releasing major single-player game titles every year for the next fiscal year onwards. So, we know of Ghost of Yota.
Yeah.
We know of Wolverine.
Death Stranding 2.
Death Stranding 2. So there's 3.
That'll be exclusive for 4 years, won't it?
So that'll that's 3 for the next 3 years. Hopefully they have a few more in there in the meantime.
Horizon 3 will come out because 2 left on a cliffhanger. Potential God of War. Maybe spin-offs.
Yeah. Uncharted could come back.
Days Gone developers Bend has a new IP up its sleeve, apparently.
Do Days Gone 2. That ended on a cliffhanger.
Team Asobi is looking to see what they can do next after the success of Astro Bot.
Yeah.
So actually, they've got a few. I think you need at least 2 big ones a year, don't you?
Oh, there'll be
so.
The Last of Us 3 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with Stig. You need kind of like one at the beginning of the year, one at the end of the year to prop it up a little bit.
And then the rest of the time, you just take what Xbox gives you from their library.
Yeah, just steal theirs, enjoy theirs. I can't wait for Halo to launch on my PS5 next year.
It's going to happen. It's going to fucking happen.
It's going to happen. It really is. But that's fine. That's cool. Everybody wins. Next.
Next, Nintendo sues streamer who said he could broadcast its pirate games all day.
Good luck.
Nintendo has filed a lawsuit against a streamer who broadcast 10 pirated games ahead of their release, including The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom and Mario and Luigi Brothership. In papers filed on Wednesday and reported by Polygon, Nintendo have taken legal action against streamer Jesse Keegan, streaming as Everyday Guru, who allegedly played 10 unreleased Nintendo games over the last decade. Nintendo further alleges that as well as broadcasting unreleased games, he also instructed others on how to obtain pirated games by circumnavigating devices. Nintendo calls it trafficking.
How do you do that then, Stig? You might know.
Never, don't know. Wouldn't know a thing about that. It's
Man,
illegal.
I've paid for a Nintendo game in the last 15 years.
It's illegal. I would never do anything like that. And if I did, and I was so well inclined, I certainly won't fucking stream it.
No, you wouldn't.
Like, usually we take the piss out of how Nintendo are the killjoys and just sue everyone trying to do something fun. But yeah, actually, this time I'm with Nintendo. Don't stream their games a week before release.
They are going to throw the book of that streamer so hard. The biggest book you can think of.
The thing is, he's going to be the precedent, and so the precedent in any case gets the severest of like repercussions. So he's probably going to end up dead.
Yeah.
Firing squad.
Shigeru Miyamoto doesn't look quite so friendly with an AK.
He's going to wake up one night and it's just going to be like a team of assassins, but they're going to be dressed up as like Mario and Luigi and Princess Peach just over his bed.
Time to go.
Yeah. It's going to get swallowed by that dinosaur from Mario 2 with the eggs. Sucked up. Birdo. That's it. Get birdoed.
Birdo.
Get in that Birdo's mouth now. No. Get in.
Please, Mr. Miyamoto. No.
He will digest you for 10,000 years.
3 generations of your family.
I can't be on blasé. He was about saying I could just do almost saying I could do what I want. I was like,
you can't, pal.
No.
Idiot. Absolute mook. Next,
onto the world of TV and film. And first up, Fallout has a new cast member in the way of Macaulay Culkin. Macaulay Culkin has joined season 2 cast of Fallout, Prime Video's breakout series from Kilter Films, in a recurring role, sources tell Deadline. Executive producer, I'll read all those names out. Yeah, it just says he's joined the series.
How old's Macaulay Culkin now? About 65 years old?
It's got to be probably early 40s.
He's older than us, isn't he?
I think he's maybe a year or two. Yeah, a year or two older than me.
So he's younger than you, Kat.
Actually, quite a lot older than me, I should say.
Yeah, gosh, you're only 29.
By a long shot, yeah.
Yeah, he's old enough to be a dad.
Exactly. I never heard of him. He's in those old films.
What was the last thing he acted in?
He's done a few bit parts here and there. It says here that
I would say the Page Master.
The only thing that this Page Master, that's a fucking deep cut. The one where he goes into like the cartoon wizard world. Fucking hell!
Don't forget about Page Master, guys.
Oh,
it's a hidden gem.
Wow, that is a deep cut. That
I'm here for the deep cuts.
All it says in this article is that he's playing some kind of crazy genius type character. That's it, in a recurring role. So
he fits the description, doesn't he? I can see that. I wonder
Yeah,
if he's part of the Institute.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
think
I
he's
could- I could
just
see him in a lab coat.
seen the success his brother's been having and just thinks, fucking hell,
I want some money. Yeah, his brother's brilliant. He's firing on all cylinders, isn't he?
So he was in 6 episodes of American Horror Story. He did a voice in Intergalactic. He's done a few voiceover works.
When was his last film? Stand By Me.
Changeland 2019.
Everyone loved Changeland. Rip Roaring Adventure.
Starring
Wasn't he in
Seth-
something called
Seth
like Hard
Green,
Candy or something?
Brecklin Mayer. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's not done much, has he?
Had Randy Orton in it.
Oh, well, it's got to be good. It's got to be good.
Tell you what though, if the second season of Fallout's anything as good as the first season, that's going to relaunch his career. Something explosive, isn't it?
Could do. Yeah, absolutely. Could do. We've seen it before. We've seen it happen with TV, haven't we? Like if it wasn't for Breaking Bad, Bryan Cranston said he was going to retire from acting, didn't he? And look what happened to him.
He looks good. Like he went through a bit of a kind of druggy looking stage. He looks good again though now. Macaulay Culkin looks healthy.
That's what happens when you
time
get
for
off
him to come
speed.
back.
You put a bit
Yeah.
of weight on.
Yeah, come back.
Yeah,
He's just
I'm
been
happy for
doing,
it.
I think his main stuff now is like podcasting. And videos, like YouTube videos and stuff.
I'm sure he's resting well on the Home Alone money. I'm sure he's all right.
That Richie Rich money. There was an actual vault.
Yeah, and probably the Michael Jackson trials money as well. The payout. That's pretty good money. So yeah, he's doing all right. I'm not scared for him. Good luck in Fallout Season 2. Should be good. Next
up, movement from Amazon's Mass Effect TV series, Fast and Furious 9 writer side.
What? Yes! It's going to be about family in space.
Yeah. Word comes through as an exclusive scoop from Variety. The outlet reports that EA's Michael Gamble, the director of the next Mass Effect game, has signed on as executive producer, along with Karim Zhrek and Ari Arad. Plot details are being currently kept under tight
I'm telling
lock
you
and
right
key, and an adaptation is going ahead with
Do you know
MGM
who's
Studios
gonna
by
play
Fast and Furious
Shepard?
writer Daniel Casey.
Do you know who's going to play Shepard? Vin Diesel.
No, he's going to play that big alien.
Krogan. Yeah, Rex.
Let's have a look at Daniel Casey's
Yeah, let's have a look.
writing. Let's have a quick look at his writing. So that's not him. That is another one.
The guild won't like that.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. There's the writer. So we have Fast and Furious 9, which is genuinely one of the worst Fast and Furious films.
Banger.
No, it's not.
I know,
Come
it's
on.
shite.
Even me and you, who are apologists for Fast and
Hate
Furious,
9.
it's terrible.
Fucking dog shit.
A film called Kin, never heard of it. Drone, Dead Man's Hour, The Butcher's Daughter, The Death of Michael Smith, Secrets
mate.
of Fenville, and The Passage. Haven't heard of a single one of them.
Absolute workhorse.
And his last writing credits were Fast and Furious 9.
So they've got him on the cheap. I can't wait to see them all sat down in the Citadel drinking Coronas, talking about the Reapers coming to take over the solar system. I can't fucking wait. Mate, I'm telling you right now, we predict good stuff on this. I think the Mass Effect show, when it comes out in about 5 years, is going to bomb so hard. It's one of those things I don't think they've got the budget for, because that is a spectacle of a game.
The only thing that I can think of that it's going to be good is the fact that it's Amazon and they're doing really good work.
Good
with stuff.
track record.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they're just like, look, like we've got all these sets from The Expanse. We're going to use them. Keep them up. That can be the Citadel. Do you know what I mean? We've got this. That can be the Normandy. The Rocinante from The Expanse. That's because The Expanse is the Mass Effect show we've already got.
Yeah. Just
It
less
really is.
aliens.
Yeah, a lot less aliens, like 0% aliens in it. But it's there. So it's not going to have Star Trek like budget, I don't think. You know what I mean? I don't think it can. Unless Bezos really likes Mass Effect and wants to put all the money into it.
Who knows? I mean, the only reason he's doing certain stuff is because his son. I think his son's a massive
Son
Lord of
loves
the
it.
Rings fan, and that was why he does. That's why he decided to do Lord of the Rings.
So his son's like, Dad, I love Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's wild though. Like, we think this is so far in the future. Remember when we talked about Fallout becoming a series on this podcast, and we're like, God, it's so far in the future. And it just came out, and we all loved it.
Blinked and it was out.
It's going to happen with this. We're going to be laughing about it now, and like 50 episodes time, we're going to be like, oh God, did you watch Mass Effect? It's really shit. It's really shit. Or it's really good. But yeah, wild. Well, are they going to go fem shep or male shep? What they're going to do? What do you think they're going to do?
Male.
Oh, we've got a split here.
Right, it's going to be male because
of incels.
they already have quite a few female-led shows on Amazon in the way it is, and also all the marketing in Mass Effect is around
It's
male.
male. Yeah. I think Femshep is the better character, though, by a long stretch. It's Jennifer Hale, isn't it? She's way better than whoever voices Male Shepherd.
He's so generic looking.
He's so bad.
He
We've
is-
got to fight the Reapers now.
He is the most generic looking like character. Do you know when I started Mass Effect as well? I was like, oh, you can change his appearance. And I just thought, I can't be bothered, and just went with
Fuck it.
him.
They look like mutants anyway. It's
He's
really
just
bad.
plain with a shaved head.
What
Like,
if, another prediction, what if Mass Effect TV show comes out and it's announced as a trailer, it says Mass Effect, underneath Andromeda, dum dum dum, and it's
people's eyes are just going everywhere, and the heads are spinning around?
and
True
it
to
says Mass
effect.
Effect Andromeda. They're just because the guys that wrote it were like, we wanted a series, we wanted a trilogy of Andromeda universe. We're having it on a show now. Back, what is it called? Ryder's now back, and everyone's like, what? Nobody wanted this. That's something so funny. Anyway, next.
Next, speaking of writers, Lucasfilm has entrusted Simon Kinberg to pilot the next Star Wars movies. News broke on Thursday that Simon Kinberg, best known for being a writer, producer, and director, or on the likes of the X-Men franchise,
Yep.
and Mr. and Mrs. Smith franchise, is going to be penning the next Star Wars trilogy. Now, good that they're going to actually sit down and work this trilogy
plan
out
it.
from the start and plan it. Bad that Simon Kinberg is part of this, because his credits have got some good films in, but have also got Triple X2, The Next Level,
Is that one? With Ice Cube?
Yeah,
Yes.
X-Men: The Last Stand,
Beauty.
Jumper, This Means War, Fantastic Four 2015 version.
Oh, fantastic.
He also, but he did Mr. and Mrs. Smith TV show, which by all accounts is really good.
Good. Yep.
He did the Sherlock Holmes film, the Guy Ritchie one, which is decent enough. The writing's pretty decent.
It's fine,
and fun,
isn't
isn't
it?
it?
It's fine.
Yeah. And he did X-Men's Days of Future Past. He worked on the screenplay for that.
Which we liked.
Yes. So it's up and down. So it's one of those ones where which one are you going to get?
Yeah.
And they really need a win. They need this trilogy to be a stone cold knockout.
Did people like the last Star Wars's the shows the one with the tentacle head and the other one that's just been released,
The Acolyte.
the Acolyte, yeah, and there's the one with the girl with the tentacle head that was Anakin's-
Ahsoka.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I never watched that one.
Did people like them?
It's the only one I haven't watched out the live action one yet, actually.
I
I
think
haven't
people
watched
liked
Skeleton
Ahsoka
Crew.
and not the Acolyte so much.
No, the Acolyte had a lot of problems. There was some good stuff in there, but like it was surrounded
Yeah.
by a lot of shit. Speaking of
I
which,
just- go on.
Andor has been confirmed for April 22nd next year release date. Season 2.
Hang on, so Andor's the character that dies in Rogue One, isn't it?
Yeah, and this show is about like him
Before
becoming, kind of leading up to becoming the rebel.
Isn't he getting a bit old though? He's gonna get older.
Yeah, but
Who gives a fuck?
it's the best thing they do. I generally
Yeah,
said
yeah.
if this was the only Star Wars TV show they released yearly, I'd be
You'd
happy.
be cool with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we all know his ultimate end, though. That's the thing.
We do, but the story is really good. Like, it is generally a really good show.
Is The
I believe it.
Mandalorian still going, or is that finished now?
That's going to finish with a film.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So there's 3 series, and then they're going to finish.
That was the
it
last
off
thing
with a
I watched,
film.
Mandalorian season 2 or 3, whichever it was. That was the last thing I
Season
watched.
3 is the last one that came out.
Yeah, that's the last
and
one
then
I
this,
watched.
Yeah, and then they said they're going to do a.
Oh no, there was an Obi-Wan one as well, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Fucking
was
hell, they've
alright.
released loads.
Oh yeah. Book of Boba
Non-stop
Fett.
Star Wars action. Boba Fett. Oh, that was
Skeleton
shit.
Crew just came out. I've not watched that.
I don't even know what that means.
I can't remember what it's about. I think it's about like the crews that work on stuff, like in the background. You know, when everyone jokes
contractors
about
on the
all the
Death Star.
contractors on the Death Star. Yeah.
The cafeteria
I don't
workers.
know.
Now we're talking. The
I
guy that
don't
fixes
know.
the droids with the dodgy wheels. Now we're fucking talking. That's
HR.
what I want to see the Office, the American Office style Star Wars show, where they're all just like in HR, like you say, on Super Star Destroyer. Like
I'd
he's
be
done it
into
again.
that.
He's blown up another fucking planet, and I've got to deal with the paperwork.
There's got to be spin doctors and everything. Fucking hell.
Oh god! And then Palpatine comes into office one day like, "Shush, boss is here. Now we're talking. That's the Star Wars I want. Anyway, next.
Next up, Arcane is reportedly the most expensive animated series ever by a long shot. Variety revealed some pretty jaw-dropping numbers in a new report on Wednesday revolving around why Riot's expansion into the film and television has been stunted despite Arcane's success. A lot of that's to do with the budget. According to Variety sources, it cost $250 million to make and market Arcane Season 2.
What?
That is a hefty chunk of change. Oh, for 2
That's
seasons.
not the price
Can't
of
you
what
tell, though?
Thundercats was
For
back in the
18
80s.
episodes. They look phenomenal.
More on that later.
They're absolutely amazing. The animation in those shows are amazing. Like, the writing's great, the voice acting's great. Like, they've gone all out of making it a fantastic show. But yeah, if it costs $250 million, that probably explains why it took 3 years to get from season 1 to season 2.
Mm. And it's surprising it did take that long, wasn't it? Do you remember we talked about the first season saying, oh, it can't be that long till the next one because all their assets are already in place.
Mhm.
But clearly not.
Yeah.
And you can see why. But as I said, more on that
It's
later.
not like South Park with their assets though. They can do an episode a week.
Yeah,
They can
they
know that,
literally
I mean-
did.
Yeah, it's not like that. But I get what you mean. Like they've already got everything ready
Mm.
to go. But like you said, the production values are that high. I feel is it a Netflix show? This as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna get killed.
Oh, it's
Well,
already
it's-
confirmed. It's already 2 seasons anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. Fair enough.
At least we get
Cool.
a proper ending.
You mind.
Don't know yet.
To get the real ending, you've got to play 75 hours of League of Legends.
Don't say that.
I watched a bit of League of Legends gameplay just to see. It's like, where does that come from?
It's weird, isn't it?
And I'm like, how'd you get this show from that?
Yeah.
They get it
They've
from the
made it
lore dumps in the character menus.
Yeah, they've made Vi and Jinx's story canon apparently in League of Legends, but other than that, I don't think you really need to know a whole lot. I've
They
certainly
make
never
it
played
canon in League, but did they make the actual why the fuck are they fighting in the first place canon? Like why the fuck are they in an arena? Makes no fucking sense. That game's fucking crap. Everyone loves it.
People do love it. Do you see the amount of people that turned out for Worlds?
Watch that World Cup.
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
I sent Oodles a clip of it. I said, you too could be, if you put your mind to this game, and you could be earning money and having been opened for by Linkin Park.
I was gonna say the players fucking walked on to Linkin Park. How fucking cool is that? I just love everything about it apart from the game.
I like I say, I played it for this show, didn't I, for a week? It's not good. It's not good. And I didn't lose every. I think I did. I played 2 full rounds, and no, I did lose them both actually. Yeah, I lost them quite tragically. But I still, even doing the tutorial like a few times, I still didn't know what was happening. I had no idea.
The game they made about Echo, the Metroidvania, was quite fun.
Did they make a Metroidvania?
Yeah, it came out last year.
How the fuck Echo? Another character.
Yeah. He's the one that sort of controls time. It's a bit of kind of a bit Prince of Persia-y,
Okay.
platformy type. That was fun.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Maybe we're the wrong ones for not liking it.
No,
Maybe, but I don't think so.
no.
Who knows? Anyway, next.
Finally, in TV and film, we just had a few trailers and more kind of info about Captain America: Brave New World and the Thunderbolts.
We did.
I haven't watched either. I actually don't want to. I'm happy enough with what I saw in the first ones that I don't kind of want more, because trailers now just show everything. So, but yeah,
I watched them because I know I'll forget.
yeah, but we did get some more stuff. So shape up nicely. At least, I mean, apart from one character, like at least it looks a bit more grounded. I know one character isn't very much very much
Yeah.
isn't.
That's going to get shattered very fast.
Yeah.
There is one thing, Stig, and it's not spoiling it, but they are acknowledging the Tiamat that's sticking out of the planet.
Yes, I know. We've talked about that. That finally.
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 After how many films?
I think Captain America is centered around that. It's the world going for the fact that this thing sticks out the planet.
Yeah.
And yeah, 'cause it's
Literally.
going to have adamantium on it, apparently.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
But yeah, there's a
I think they're both
bit more
they're-
Red Hulk
I'm
as
not-
well.
Yeah, we got a bit more of that. It looks fine. It looks like Red Hulk. I'm not going to spoil what a lot of stuff is, but I tell you what, the Thunderbolts one looks better to me, just because the
Yeah,
potential repercussions from that story, and I do like the idea.
characters are better
Of-
as well.
Yeah, I like the idea of two Red Room assassins and two failed super soldiers and whatever Ghost's supposed to be in this canon. I like them becoming the AK Dark Avengers and stuff like that. I think that's a cool premise, but it's the addition of, all I'm going to call him is Bob. That's just so exciting to me that, again, I say it all the time, but I never thought I'd see this on film. Bob's going to change the game, guys. Look out for Bob. Trust me. Next.
Sadly, we had a death this week. Legendary horror icon Tony Todd passed away at 69.
Oh, Candyman.
Yeah.
Your dad, Candy.
I know. No age, is it?
No.
He
How old
appeared
was
in
he,
the likes
sorry?
of Candyman, 69. Don't do it.
Oh, he's 69 Club. Fuck.
Yeah, so he appeared in the likes of Candyman. That's probably his most famous role. Final Destination. He was in Platoon.
He was.
And he was in the remake of Night of the Living Dead. That's decent. That's a good remake, that.
It is a good remake, that. I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, he was in a load of stuff. He was in Star Trek Deep Space Nine as a Klingon.
Every time you saw him, you were like, there he is. There's
Yeah.
Candyman.
Great voice, got an amazing voice.
Yeah.
Homicide, Life on the Streets. He was on X-Files, Law and Order. Just,
He's in X-Files. Yeah, he
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
yeah, just popped up everywhere, that man. But yeah, he was
Yeah.
just a recognisable face.
Great character actor.
Always great in whatever he did. And apparently did some audiobooks. So I might check them out
Ooh,
because
he's got the voice for that.
yeah, definitely.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Absolute sad loss for Hollywood and everyone else. It's
Candyman is a film that absolutely shit me up when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Out of like all the horror films
All
that
of
I
them.
watched as a
Mm.
kid, like that is one that just I remember me and my friends watching that film, and so we used to have this like den, we called it, which is basically it was just a shed, like a
Yeah.
it was a
We got
massive
of den.
playhouse. It had like but it was like it was like a shed with a bunk bed in it and everything, and we used to sleep out in it and take the TVs out there.
Was that in the guest house?
No, it was in the back garden when we were kids. And we put a TV
the
in
pool
there, and
house.
we'd all get it like, for like mattresses and stuff down. Then
Yeah.
we watched Candyman.
No.
Like me and two of my friends watched Candyman, and there was a mirror above the TV.
Oh
And
God.
we're lying there, and,
No.
and it was just like someone gonna go swing that
No.
mirror around, and like
No
none of us
way.
would get up to swing the mirror around. It was absolutely
No.
shit as well.
Not a fucking chance.
It's
Do you know
so
what scared me
scary.
about that as well? Because it's a genuinely scary and unnerving film.
Mm.
But my mum lied to me as a child. She said I were allergic to bees.
Oh
And-
no.
Yeah, she just said it because she knows I'd have just been crying if I got stung by a bee. She said, don't go near that. You get stung by a bee. You're allergic to them. And only later in my life as an adult, no, I'm not. I'm not allergic to bees at all. Never have been. But it scared me even more because there's a lot of bees in that.
There's nothing campy about it either, is there? Where if you got like this kind of
No.
80s slasher films, there's nothing like that. Like you could show a teenager, any kind of Freddy film or, anything like that at like 12, 13, and it was just a bit silly, but you just would not show a kid Candyman.
No, it's frightening. Yes, sad loss. Absolute sad loss. Bless him. Next.
Finally, onto the Weird World Web. There's a few this week. First up, Nigella Lawson tucked into Greg's Festive Bake as celebrity chef stars in the bakery's first ever Christmas TV advert. So Greg's have launched themselves into their Christmas advert wars, and they've done so by getting Nigella Lawson on to tuck into some of their
She's still
festive
a
stuff.
cracking looking woman, eh?
Yeah,
know,
who wouldn't
watching
like a
the
bit of
advert
Nigella
now.
in their advert?
I just thought it was quite fun. The other one was one that Gadget sent me. It's also food related. Award-winning Scottish chippy launches deep fried Christmas dinner. An award-winning Scottish chippy is getting into the Christmas spirit with a new limited edition festive supper menu, taking their signature batter to new heights. The playful twist on a traditional Christmas dinner features crisp battered turkey servings with a rich gravy and tangy cranberry sauce for dipping. All your favourite trimmings are included, with the team also introduced pigs in blankets, stuffing Brussels sprouts, seasoned carrots to their fryer alongside portions of crispy golden chips.
Tell you what, I bet
basically just
deep fried stuffing sounds good.
Deep fried stuffing, I've had that.
deep fried stuffing and deep fried pigs in blankets, because basically that's just a sausage.
Yeah.
Deep fried
That's
sausage
normal.
anyway. I don't think it's as bad as it sounds. if I'm being
I think it
honest.
was just the reaction of, I thought it was a gelatinous ball
No,
of Christmas
it's-
dinner.
Oh,
battered.
yeah, just imagine that. They put it all into a blender and then just made it into a ball and battered it.
Have that.
Hey, there you go.
I'm looking at it, and the carrots they haven't battered in this picture,
Yeah.
and the other thing is it's just meat battered, which is kind of what
Which
we do.
we've
here.
all,
we
it's
do that
normal.
with, but yeah, I think it's just the idea of a battered Christmas dinner. It's just like really
Sad.
However, would try it.
Yeah.
But, and I probably know Candy's answer to that. There's no Yorkshire puddings on it, and we have that on our Christmas dinner. Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah, like a
I don't
Yorkshire
do
pudding.
Yorkshire puddings on Christmas dinner.
Do you all have Yorkshire puddings?
No,
I
not
don't
on
have Christmas dinner.
Not as Christmas dinner. I
Stig.
don't know why.
I
I have loads of other stuff. I don't need Yorkshire puddings. I'm stacked with everything
I'm
else.
surprised Candy likes them because they're just a receptacle for gravy.
Well, I don't like gravy. That's the thing. No, I don't really like
Don't
Christmas
like
dinner.
gravy.
No, I don't. I don't like Christmas dinner. But if I did, I would insist that there was a Yorkie or two.
Plate of
on there.
Yorkies.
Yeah.
We have a big like silver, them plastic throwaway trays that you can get. Not very good for the environment, but we use that for all our Christmas dinner. We just use because no washing up on Christmas, baby. We just use them, and we just have a massive like oval tray of golden Yorkshire puddings.
I just
You
have.
just
I'd
grab
have
'em.
like. I just have a plate of stuffing and cranberry sauce, and I'd be all right.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with
But
that.
no, I don't like Sunday roast. I don't like roast or Sunday roast or Christmas dinner.
I
Nothing.
don't like
that.
roasts. I don't like life. I don't like chips.
Every week you come up with something that just makes me like you
What
less
do you
and
eat? Just
less.
biscuits.
No, it's a texture thing. I don't
She just
really
eats
like.
cereal all day, doesn't she?
I would
Milk and
rather have cereal. I don't really like really solidy food. You know what I mean? Like I like it to be a bit mushy.
Have you got no teeth?
Do you eat baby food?
Oh no, because that's a bit like the too sweet potatoey. Yuck.
She just has. She's at her mum's fat weekend. What do you want, Joe? Ready break. I just want ready break.
Put whatever you're making, put it in the liquefier.
You don't like mash, though, do you?
No, not really. Not
She
potatoes.
fucking hates
That's
potatoes,
the-
mate. She
That's like
fucking
the ultimate.
hates them.
That's the ultimate solid
Yeah.
food.
No, I like
You just suck it.
like pasta and stuff. Pasta.
Oh, you're
and
so
mostly
fucking southern.
rice, mashed up rice.
Mashed up rice.
I just got a texture thing. I think like a blandness. It has to be spicy and it has to be like mushy.
You can
Paella.
You can put stuff on
Paella's good.
stuff. Yeah, paella. Yeah.
Anyway, we're straying too far into candy.
Yeah, sorry about that.
This final one is a bit of a gaming one, but also just funny. So Biggie posted it. I want to include it. Some guy complained that the fishing game only caters to queer players, so the developer added a straight title, and it cost $9,999.
Yes!
A multiplayer fishing game, Web Fishing, came out last month. It offered a relaxing hangout zone for cats and dogs. Everything revolves around catching, selling, and collecting the fish that gather in the rivers on a small island. Also lets you customize your character with clothing, most simply hats and shorts, but some options let players celebrate their sexuality, such as a rainbow dawn t-shirt or titles that hang above your character which simply say trans or bi. All this led to one player complaining that there was no straight title, so the developer added one. It cost 10 grand.
I hope he bought it. Straight.
I want everyone to know that I'm straight while I play this as this cat fishing.
That's what a gay boy would say.
Exactly.
The lady doth protest too much. Oh, I'd give him a cuddle. Come on, give us a cuddle. Come and lay down with Uncle Oodles. Come on, I'll show you. Fucking straight people, fuck off.
unless you've got 10 grand.
Yeah, then I love you.
Right, that's it.
Cool. Stig's sensational news, is that what you're calling it?
It will be when I edit it.
Yeah, it's really good. It went fantastically. Let's get on with what we've been up to this week. I've had a slow, but I've kind of done something new, but it's kind of not new week. I've watched things that you guys have recommended. I'm not going to talk about them that much. Like, I watched
thumbs
Speak
up and
No
down.
Evil. Yeah, I watched Speak No Evil, the newer one. Yeah, it's all right, isn't it?
It's all right.
It's all right. It's all right. I like McAvoy anyway.
What did you think of the accent?
Weird.
Didn't sound like
Odd.
me, did he?
No, he did not. No, he did not. Yeah, that was all right. I watched Alien Romulus, 3.5 out of 5 I gave it. I really, really, really adored the beginning, like the first half of that film. And it's kind of, don't get me wrong, it wasn't shit. It just dropped.
The finale was a bit uncalled
Yeah,
for.
it just dropped, man.
I like the finale. I really like that.
I don't hate it.
Just went fucking
I did say it the other day. I
out
hate
there.
it.
I like that finale.
It's different. It's different.
And I just didn't, not to get into spoilers, but it was the fact that it didn't try and retcon Prometheus and Covenant, regardless of how I don't really like them.
They have still got to respect it.
It retreated it as being like, this is canon. It's all canon. We're not just doing what Halloween did, where we just completely made a new timeline, regardless of all the other films existing.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that.
Yeah, it's all right. Again. But the main thing I want to talk about is a blast from the past. Randomly, this got sent to me via I got a code, but I must have requested this fucking months ago because it came out months ago. Do you know the Tomb Raider Anniversary Edition 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
There was just a code in my inbox. So yeah, gonna.
I get that. I get emails all the time saying there's a code. Like, do you want this code? I'm looking at it.
It's waiting for you.
Can't be bothered. Usually, it's
But
a lot of the time, it's like some like title I just couldn't give a shit about.
Yeah. But I'm that skint with the house move and stuff lately. I've missed out on like the last 4 major releases and all these major releases coming. And it's just like, oh my. And I've got to save my birthday money for Dragon Quest 3. Do you know what I mean? A game I've played multiple times. I've still got to get it. So I'm missing loads. But yeah, I've been playing Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 Anniversary Edition. I don't know if you know much about it. It's like a faithful remaster of the original. It's kind of one of those remasters that it makes you feel like that's what you thought or think it looked like.
Yeah.
Smooths a lot of stuff out. Now, I completed Tomb Raider 1 at the beginning of the week. I completed 2 midweek. I kind of enjoyed 2 more. I kind of like savoured 2 because I really like 2.
Did she still Did she still go when you jump?
And no. And and then I smashed 3. 3. I didn't realise how quick a game 3 was. It seems really quick. But what it does do, it does that thing that a lot of games remasters do, where you can click the stick and it changes the old graphics, and you go, "Oh fuck, what happened to my eyes?" Because they are the same game. And sometimes, like when because I don't know if you remember, like I'll talk about Tomb Raider 1 a lot more because that's the one that like impacted me the most.
It's like
re-release.
It was kind of the re-release, but just when it first came out, it was
it was
revolutionary. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the one I've probably played the most, even though I think 2's the better out of the trilogy. I think 1 is the one I've played the most. And so going through that and kind of like, I don't think I've played 1 since about 1998, 1999. Probably that long, but I remembered everything. And what I did, because I know the games, so I did a secrets run. I don't know if you know about with Tomb Raider, where every level has a set number of secrets.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And I was doing that, so I weren't leaving a level, because you can always tell on them games when the level's ending. It's a bit like Doom. You know the last door of that level is going to be that one. And especially Tomb Raider 1. I was getting all the secrets and stuff. And I forgot how good certain levels like St. Francis Follies, where you go through those different trials like Zeus and Thor and all the gods' trials. Can you remember that? And King Midas.
Yes, I remember the King Midas one. Yeah, because if you touch something, you turn to gold, don't you?
Turn to gold, you had to go through these trials. And I'm sat there and I'm thinking, do you know what? Eidos and, was it Core Design who originally made it? They're some fucking grand, because everyone remembers the dinosaur bit. Everyone remembers...
Yeah, that's a big, massive reveal, and that's the first secret, isn't it?
Yeah, but literally, that's like just that little bit. Do you know what I mean? The rest of the game's like a puzzle game, and the reverence that it has for that, and when you're doing these trials and stuff, I'm like, I can believe why. I think it came out in like 95, didn't it, Tomb Raider? Something like that.
Yeah, it was one of the...
95.
Was it one of the first games for PS1?
I think it came out on Saturn before it came on PlayStation.
Oh, God.
Genuinely. But if Gadget was here, he'd know. He's probably screaming at his fucking phone
Tomb
right
Raider
now.
came out in 95, I think.
95. I want to say 95. I want to say I was
96.
only a wee bear. 96, okay.
I was going to say 96, and I'd get second guess myself.
But I get why it took off, because everyone just remembers like the mansion, walking around their house, and the butlers and stuff like that. Blah, blah. But the actual genius of the level design, because they were constricted. They are levels where there's a loading screen in between, and how genius the design of the puzzles were. Like, games today don't do puzzles that well. Do you know what I mean? You might think it's just Tomb Raider where you get a key and pull it out your backpack and put it in a door. Yes, that's what you do in the puzzles for, but the puzzles are really fucking clever. And then 2 ramps that up. It has awesome puzzles, but it has awesome like set pieces that are reminiscent of like future games like Uncharted and stuff. You're like, fuck, I get where that DNA came from. And then 3, rather than just being in one specific place all the time, it globetrots you. You're in India one level, then you're in bloody Area 51 another level. It's wild. It's weird.
I think there's a lot of games.
Quads.
I think there's a lot of games now that are guilty of not being as gamified as they could. They rely on graphics and stuff. And games like The Last of Us, for example, like, don't get me wrong, they're masterpieces, and God of War.
Yeah.
However, there's not a whole lot of actually classic gaming. Is there, like, proper levels, proper puzzles and stuff? And games back in the day, they had to rely more on that. With Resident Evil as well, that's a proper, what I would call a proper gamified game. Even the remakes. Not that I've played 4 or much of 3, but certainly like 2 and 7 and 8, proper gamey games.
Yeah, and that's what I just really enjoy my time, and the music's so reminiscent, and actually Lara's voice acting's nowhere near as bad as all the other NPCs in that game. There's fucking she's nowhere near as bad as everybody else, but
because it was all the devs that used to have to voice them, wasn't it?
It's so bad. There's one bit when you come out of the Lost Valley on Tomb Raider 1 and you've killed the dinosaurs and that, and there's that guy's like, I'm going to shoot you now. And she's like, oh yeah, whatever. And she's like, bah, 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 bah.
That was the junior character designer doing that.
Probably, but do you know what? It's really good. And I tell you, I do like that they didn't change the control scheme. They really didn't. There is an option that you can have an alternative one, but I didn't. I think the tank controls work because that game's like a cube-based game. It's all steps, isn't it? Like, you can stop her falling off an edge of a cliff if you hold on to like R1, for instance. She will never go over there. So you can take 2 steps back, little run and jump. And I genuinely really, really enjoyed it. I think it's a great collection of games, and it's making me look forward to the next collection, even though it will have Angel of Darkness in it, with the Invincible Dog. But yeah, I recommend. I think it's going cheap as well at the moment. If you want a little blast, especially Tomb Raider 2, man, fuck me. That is good. And each of the 2 and 3 come with all the added DLC that the PC version's got.
Oh, nice.
Like loads of extra levels and stuff. And the graphics are good. They're all right. Obviously, it's still fucking ugly as sin, but the textures look better. You can see things better. You know what I mean? You can see things to pick up, and that. I highly recommend it to anyone. It's not expensive. I think it's about. Last time I saw it, were like 15 quid for 3 games.
Yeah, that's worth it, isn't it?
20 hours in total for all 3 games.
Can't moan at that.
You can't moan at that. And I highly recommend it. Yeah, obviously I didn't pay for it, but I honestly, this collection, I don't think it reviewed fantastically. I don't think it bombed either, but I'd give it an 8 out of 10, honestly. I think it's a great little collection and nostalgia. I can't imagine like my son enjoying it. You know what I mean? The Fortnite gamers, but I can see, like, do you know, if you'll know about this, Stig, and you as well, Candy, when you've got a decent handheld and you're on a plane for 7 hours, that is the perfect little trilogy to play.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
That is a plane game.
Do you know what you say? You know, your kids might not enjoy it, but do you think there's going to be a resurgence one day? You know how sort of there was a resurgence of 80s music amongst teenagers about 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Do you think that will start happening to games soon? Like, there'll be a fashion to play older games?
No, because they'll be moaning that Lara only has one skin in the game.
Right.
I mean,
They won't
no
make about her
loot
boobs, though.
boxes. There's no battle pass on Tomb Raider. But I'm probably going to run through the modern trilogy of Tomb Raider games as well now, because I bought the last one other week and I started that for a bit. But I think no, I'll play the island one first. I'll play the one in Siberia. And I really like the Tomb Raider series, guys. I really do. I think they're good games. Strong heroine. Yeah. Get that, gamers.
Yeah, back in the 90s. Who'd have thunk?
Back in the 90s, yeah. Candy, what you been up to this week?
A couple of things. One big one. I'll go through my smaller ones first, though. One is also I caught up on something that Stig recommended. Well, I wouldn't say recommended, but suggested last week, and that was The Substance. That certainly goes places.
Yes, it does.
God, where do I even start with this? So it's body horror, which is fine until the end scene. And I won't do a full review because obviously it's already been done. However, just when you think you've got to a level where it can't go any further, it goes further and it gets more gross. And then it does it again. And then it does it again. Until you just have to kind of watch it in a state of bewilderment, I think is the best way to describe it. I can't say that I did enjoy it, though. It was like Dennis Quaid's character was brilliant, like awfully hateable, but he was great. And yeah, obviously a bit of a social commentary on women's appearance and, you know, keeping up with trying to stay young and everything. But essentially it was a bit of fun and it was a bit of the grossness, and it was a good Halloween watch.
Is it really that bad though to watch? Like, yeah.
No, it's silliness. It's like it's no worse than like The Thing or something like that. If you can, it's just a classic body horror, which I don't normally like. I do like Tusk though. Yeah, it's fine. It's not realistic. It's not realistic horror. The second thing, I have a bone to pick with Netflix because they keep suggesting games for me to play with my next Netflix subscription, which is exactly what I've done. So I've been playing Rollercoaster Tycoon. And my God, what a time sink. What I will say about the next Netflix games is there's no microtransactions because it's part of your subscription. I'm not getting my time back. Not getting my time back from doing that. But it's basically like the classic Rollercoaster Tycoon game. It was a little bit more simplified, and there's a couple of added things, but actually it's fun.
Playing on your phone?
Yeah.
No, oh God, I'm just looking now. Shut up.
There's a few
not
bangers.
That bad.
Yeah. It's... Yeah, I need to stop, but I can't.
I need to stop playing games on my phone.
But I can't.
Yeah, Rollercoaster Tycoon. Look at it.
Yeah, I know. And
Look at it.
No microtransactions as well, which is... I wish there were, because I want to get more coins for that sucker. But the main thing I've been doing this week, to no one's surprise, I'm sure, is the new series of Arcane. So they're doing 3 drops. They're doing 3 episodes every Saturday, which is a good bite-sized way of doing it, I think. I think it's, it's about the pace that you'll be watching it anyway. I I had a lot of apprehension for this because, as you know, Arcane is one of my absolute favourite things and series in the whole world, and I was not disappointed. Within even the intro, so much happens that's there's layers and layers of story that you really have to have paid attention to the first season. And like you did, Stig, I would recommend, if you're going to watch it, watch the first season again to refresh your memory, because I can guarantee there'll be bits that you completely forgot about or you just didn't even notice
how
on
it
the
ended.
first. Yeah,
Didn't I? I literally, I remember a certain thing happening, but like literally the last thing that happens at the end, which is massive and monumental, and obviously there to kick off this series. I just forgotten it because it's been 3 years.
yeah.
So I binged it all like this week, and I was like, yeah, it's definitely worth going back. Rather
Well,
than
even if it had been 1 year, it's worth going back, because I did the same as you. I watched it over the last couple of weeks, and I feel like, did I even watch it the first couple of times around? You know, there's still things like that I didn't notice the first time, and part of that is because of the animation. Like, the animation is just so stunningly beautiful and colourful. It's hard to pay attention to actually what's going on because you're just focused on things that are happening on the screen in front of you. So what I normally do is I do 2 rounds of watches. So I watch it, and the first round is just kind of absorbing the world and looking at it and enjoying the richness of the animation and the color. The second time I'll watch it and try and pay more attention to the story, because it's basically like it's such a huge chess game of all these players trying to swoop in and take power in the Undercity. Like, there's this gaping kind of hole that's been left after the first season in both Piltover, the upper city, and the Undercity as well. And it's kind of a chronicling of everyone making completely the wrong decisions based on the information that they think they know. It's been skewed and it's been misinterpreted, or it's been deliberately kind of misinformation fed to create situations where other people have profit. What I do like is at the end of at the end of episode 3, is all the people that hold the power, with the exception of maybe one character, they're all women. But it doesn't. It's not a moral tale. It's not like a kind of girl power, you know, sort of. I hate to say the word, but it's not like a woke telling, "Oh, this woman's so strong she can take it on all by herself." It's just that's the way that they've kind of fallen into these positions that they hold at the moment. It's not like the strength of these ultra powerful women beating down on these, like, you know, cringy little pathetic men. It's not like that at all, because these, you know, the male characters in it are also, you know, strong, intelligent characters. It's just the way that the chips have kind of fallen, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Already the story has taken a turn that I did not see coming whatsoever, in terms of like where the power is now lying. But it's just the music as well. The music is just stunning. They always, like, they use popular artists, and they work with the musicians and the composers within the series to create music specifically for the show, or they've, you know, created situations that work with certain parts of there's a Linkin Park cover, Heavy as the Crown. The second episode is called Heavy as the Crown, so I thought we'd, you know, hear that music that we know from Linkin Park recent release. But it's a really cool cover. I think it's still the same singer. I forget her name now, but I think it's still the same singer. But it's not that raspy kind of shouting. It's more of a melancholic version of it, and it's just cool. Lovely, just lovely to watch.
Nice. I'm glad that you love what you love.
Thank you for that.
It's great.
It's all right.
Yeah, I don't know how you don't like it, man. It's so good.
I don't know. Maybe I should rewatch it.
It's just, you know, I mean, I rewatched it and it still holds up. Like that first series is still fantastic.
I'll start it next week. I'll watch the whole thing.
I think it may be an
skip the intro. Skip the intro credits. So you don't have to listen to Imagine Dragons. That's what's putting you off.
I think maybe.
Of anything.
I think the trouble is, and I don't like it when people say, "Oh, stick with it." However, do stick with it, because I think the first 3 episodes of the first season are the weakest. And that's not to say they're not very good. They are, but it's.
It was just the vibe I were getting, probably from that song. Like, if my wife were laid naked on a bed and she played that song, I'd probably walk away.
You get the ick.
Yeah, but that third episode is just the ending to that is fantastic, and that's where it really just kicks everything off.
Well, they did it the same time. Like the first time it was released as well. In the first season, they did it the same. They did 3 episodes at the time. So at the end of every third episode, you'll get this huge kind of crescendo. and a really big finale. So I think that's probably going to happen again this time. Oh, well, it has happened again this time. But you only have to
I'll
wait a
give it
week.
another go.
Yeah, do
I'll
it
give it
because I
another
really
go.
think I can't understand why you wouldn't, but
I'll report back next week.
please do.
I will. Stig, what you been doing, brother?
I've done a few things. I've finally started Control, playing that. I'm on to chapter 6, so I'll be doing
God.
got quite a fair way through it this week. So hopefully I should have that done by next week. But yeah, it's good, isn't it?
It's very good. Have you done the ashtray maze yet?
No.
No, it's very confusing. I keep getting lost.
It is very
yeah,
easy
map-
to get
supposed
lost.
to.
That's terrible.
It is. Don't even bother looking at the map. I tend to just look at the signposts.
Yeah, I'm figuring out where some stuff is, but like a lot of the time, it's like go here and look at the map. I'm like, I just can't figure that out. Is it up
Yeah.
there or down, or is it which level is it on? Or yeah, but yeah, it's good. I like going around and reading some of the random like notes and files that you find, because some of them are just stupid. Some of them are obviously like story driven and like interwoven with what's going on, but then you'll just find a lot of records that are just complete and utter batshit stuff.
Yeah.
And all the little videos that you get as you're going around. It's really good. I'm enjoying it.
I love it. I love the kind of liminal space of it as well. There's something about it just feels kind of comforting, even though it's complete like a sort of barren building.
Yeah. I also love lobbing benches at enemies. That's always fun.
The sound as well when you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
It's very, very good. Very good. But yeah, I will report on that when I finished it.
Good.
But yeah, the other two things I've done this week. First one is I watched the new Transformers film, Transformers 1. This is a new animated film that's just come out. It's got quite the cast. It's got Chris Hemsworth, Brian Tyree Henry, Scarlett Johansson, Michael Key, John Hamm, Steve Buscemi, Lawrence Fishburne. And it's it's like an origin story of Optimus Prime and Megatron, starting out as kind of friends.
Yeah, they weren't primes, were they? And stuff.
They weren't primes. They were working in the mines and of Cybertron, and it just kind of tells the story of how they became who they are. I don't think that's a spoiler. That's where the film kind of leads you to it. That's where you kind of know where the film's going to lead you to it.
I mean, that's in the lore of
Yeah,
Transformers
the lore of the
anyway.
trailer. Yeah, I really enjoyed this.
Good.
Like the trailer gives it away like it's some kind of buddy cop film. But
Yeah, that's the impression I got. Like they were roommates or something.
They
I didn't know
are.
it existed.
They are, but that's kind of like the first like half an hour, and then like it goes from there. Like Optimus Prime it's not Optimus Prime. He's called Orion Pax to start with.
Yeah.
He's just desperate for something new, something different. There's more to us and more to what we can do than being miners.
The Allspark.
Yeah, and like then so Chris Hemsworth voices him, Brian Tyree Henry voices Megatron, who's known as D16. Scarlett Johansson is Alita 1, and Keegan-Michael Key is B.
Bumblebee.
Yeah, he calls himself B. He is fucking brilliant. Bumblebee is so funny.
Jake Quillen.
I'm not even joking. There is an Aaron joke in this film. And when it happened, I burst out laughing.
Playing on his strengths.
Yeah, he's really good at Bumblebee. Like, because obviously Bumblebee in the Bayformer films is voiceless, and he has to use his radio to communicate and everything. So, and while he is a bit like, he does do a bit of comedy, like he is the comedy foil in this film. Like a lot of the best lines are said by him. And there's a few good lines as well later on when you're introduced to like Shockwave and stuff. But yeah, it's just enjoyable. Like the when I first watched the trailer, I thought that the CGI looked a bit like kind of cheap, but I think that's just in the faces. Everything else around them looks great. Like it's really funny. There's some great action sequences in it. If you are a Transformer nerd, I do not know how you will not enjoy this, because it's lore dumps and references, and I'm not even like a massive Transformers fan. Like the most Transformers I've watched are Michael Bay films. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. I didn't really watch it when I was a kid. I've not seen the 86 film.
Oh, mate, get on that.
And as the film went on, and I know of the characters and I know of a little bit of the lore, but as that kind of started getting revealed and this happened and that happened and this character came into it and then he gets this upgrade and that and this, it's like you do get a bit pumped up as you're watching it. It's like, oh yeah, here we go.
It's always good
like,
when you've got a bit of sound wave.
Yeah, he's
my favourite.
Kicking off to as it goes, and you got Starstream like voiced by Steve Buscemi, which is fun.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
John Hamm's playing Sentinel Prime. Lawrence Fishburne's playing Alpha Trion. Like they've got like all these proper lore-driven characters in there.
Yeah, man.
I would really like to see a sequel to this over another Bayformer, definitely. But it hasn't done very well at the box office. It's only done like 1.5 times its budget.
Oh.
But again, you said you didn't even know it existed. The marketing's been crap. The trailer, like Candy said, she thought it was kind of it came across as a buddy cop film. It did to me as well. Like, it didn't have this. I knew what kind of film and the storyline where it was going. I kind of had an idea of where it was going and what the whole point of this film was. But I don't think that the trailer conveyed that enough to get you in there to go. I'd like to see this Origins film, but it's good. Yeah, it's still at cinemas. You can go see it at the cinemas, but I think it's coming to streaming in the UK quite soon. So, a recommendation. The other film that I did go and see as well is Super/Man: The Christopher Reeves Story. This is a documentary about the life of Christopher Reeves, aka Superman, my Superman. For a lot of people our age, probably their first proper live action
the best
Superman.
Clark Kent on screen.
Yes, and it's just a story about him. It's told mainly through talking heads with his children. Do a lot of things. So his two sons and his daughters take you through a lot of the story. You do have some celebrity friends in there as well, like Susan Sarandon and Glenn Close. Jeff Daniels is in there, and this kind of throws you straight in there. It doesn't do like an hour of this is Christopher Reeves' upbringing. This is his like foray into stage. This is then when he went into film, and all of a sudden he had an accident. You pretty much told about the accident and straight into it within like the first 10 minutes. Like the whole thing is it's kind of centered around him having the accident. For those of you who don't know, he had a horse riding accident in 1995, which left him paralyzed from the neck down. What I didn't realize, which is what you find out in this film, is that 1 inch. They basically said if it had been 1 inch to one side, he'd have got up, and it would have been like a embarrassing accident. 1 inch to the side, and he would have been killed instantly. And he was like bang in the middle, and it left him paralyzed.
Fuck.
And genuinely, I did not know what an amazing man this person was.
Oh yeah,
like brought up in
much for charity
in a broken home. His dad was a bit of a poet and a kind of famous in his own right. He was an author and a poet, and but he was also a bastard by the sounds of it. He didn't really love Christopher that much. He didn't give him the praise he needed. Even when he landed Superman, his dad thought it was something else. He thought it was some film, something Me and Superman it's called, and he thought it was that. And when he found out that it was actually the comic book Superman, like he kicked off at him about it, saying it'll ruin his career and this is not what he wanted from his son when he went into acting. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so he grew up in not a very good home. I think his parents remarried several times. He's got several brothers and sisters from different marriages. But yeah, it goes into all that. Goes into the children, how they felt about the accident and how it affected them and what was going on with them. And again, into all of his charity work and how this accident has basically provided people with a way to walk again. Him having this accident and putting all his time and effort into money, into research, having bills passed in the US first by Bill Clinton, then Barack Obama brought something into law. People are now literally walking again after being diagnosed with paralysis because of the research that he's put into it. Unfortunately, he obviously passed away like 2004, so he hasn't kind of seen the fruits of that, but he laid the groundwork for it. And it's a really fascinating documentary which will leave you really sad. It's very sad. It's very sad. Like
it's going to be though, isn't it?
The way his children talk about it and the way that they talk about like the end of his life and stuff. But it's very inspirational as well. It's really, really good. It comes out on streaming quite soon.
Oh, cool.
But so it only had like a small limited release in the UK. So I just wanted to go see it as the week it came out. It's coming out on streaming very soon. Yeah, really, really fascinating. I think I'm going to I might get his autobiography.
Yeah.
I think it might be narrated by him because there's a lot of narration of him in this.
Yeah.
So that must have been taken from somewhere.
Mm.
He narrates over a lot of it as well.
Good bloke.
Yeah, I kind of left the cinema, whacked on the Superman soundtrack. Superman
Cry in the car.
Generally, Superman in my ears, little tears in my eyes as I was walking home. Like genuinely, just like kind of leaves you just. You know what I mean? Like
I've said it.
bereft
We've
with
talked about Christopher Reeve before,
inspiration.
but it's sad that the good ones die and the bad ones still exist.
Mm.
Genuinely, I don't want to get into politics, but this week of all weeks, when I was watching this man, and I just thought, what an amazing human being, and why can't we
Compared
be
to
more like
others.
him?
Yeah, it does. Brings you a bit of faith, doesn't it?
It does. It brings you a bit of faith
There's
that
a
there are
few.
people like him in this world. Even before his accident, like the stuff
Yeah.
he talks about, and he's just kind of love for life and his children and his family and just his career and everything. Like, should have had a bigger career than he did, I think.
I've said it before, like especially with the Superman series of films. He's the only person that's played two roles in Superman films. Like, he genuinely is two different characters in those films with Clark Kent and Superman. Like, I know the joke is takes his glasses off. Oh my god, it looks like Superman, but you can see why people in that universe didn't think he was Superman by how he acted as Clark Kent.
His son talks about it. It's like this. Talks about that scene where he transforms like in and out in the depart, like
Yeah.
of that character in the
His
apartment.
body language is
And
everything.
he's like, yeah, they kind of talk about that in the documentary as well, how he brought
like
it to
with,
life.
with the Zack Snyder ones, if Henry Cavill walked into office, you go, that's Superman, that.
Yeah,
That's Superman. Look at him. Superman there.
yeah.
You wouldn't think any different, but with Christopher Reeves, you're like, oh, you can just see it. You can see the difference. It's the juxtaposition with Superman that his like alter ego is Superman. It's not because he is an alien. Do you know what I mean? He has to pretend to be a human, a very weak human, even though he looks like a fucking football player. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch this. Even though, yeah, it's really sad, but he is the Superman of a generation.
It is sad, but it is inspiring as well. Like it's really, really good on that front as well. So yeah, I really recommend that, especially if you like me, like he is my Superman.
And mine.
Find it so hard to look past him when it comes to whether that's nostalgia or not. I don't know. I've watched those films as an adult as well and still think he's brilliant. But yeah, he's great. So yeah, 2 recommendations. I recommend both them. That's me.
Excellent. Have we got any feedback?
We do. Stand by,
What's
everyone.
this voice? Who is
it's
this?
me. I'm doing it. Right. So feedback. Here we go. Down the.
This is on you, Gadget, for being off.
Yeah. Right. The first one is from the man himself, Gadget. He says, "What whore pod fork?" I won't do it all of it in his accent.
No, please don't.
I'm
Oh, please,
emailing
no.
in.
Please do.
No, I won't.
No, don't.
He will kill me. I'm emailing in from the first class lounge on a ferry to Belfast, eating free snacks and vibrating gently after taking full advantage of free coffee. I can taste sounds. Anyway,
It makes you sick, that man.
he is. I do like the free
First
coffee
class
though.
lounge.
First class. Fuck off.
Yeah, the work pay for it. The work. Oh, fuck off.
Who sits down on a ferry though? Do you not just walk around and buy stuff you don't
Hey,
need?
I've probably been on 2 ferries in my life. I can't remember.
I like pretending to be sick, so it makes all the seasick people sick. Anyway,
I
back to-
got threatened that we are going to get arrested on the way to bloody Amsterdam on the ferry.
on the Pride of Calais. Anyway, the pod is never the same without me, so I figured I'd grace you with my presence and let you know what I would have talked about this
Fuck
week
off.
in more and more verbose ways to catch Stig or Candy out. Oh, fuck me, here we go, right. First up, I finished 9 Souls. Wait, game of the year. Absolutely fucking superb. I laughed, I cried, I screamed bloody murder at the last boss, but it's spectacular. Candy, if you play it, don't go for the true ending. There's no mascara waterproof enough for it. Oh, shit. I carried on with the Lake House DLC for Alan Wake 2, and I'm not really feeling it. There's some strange choices in it, both narratively and mechanically. I'll finish it, but begrudgingly. I kind of said the same, didn't I? I liked it, but just it wasn't as good as the previous one.
I've got it downloaded. I just haven't touched it.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's doesn't outstay its welcome at least. Lastly, after beating the last stake on Balatro, I finally went back to a little game I don't think any of you would like called Dragon Quest XI.
All right.
What else is there to say about it? It's beautiful, it's so well written, well performed, and has so much character to it. I've just reached Dundrasil and had a big narrative moment with Rab. I totally wasn't choked up. Nope, not me, never. I'm also a bit in love with both Sylvando and Jade. Talk about bi panic. Love you all. See you next week. Gadget.
He said, "This game is so gay. I love it." And he's showing a part of it, which is just like not even the tip.
The least gay bit.
Not even the tip of the iceberg. With this. Can't wait.
Just the tip.
That game's gay.
Just a bit.
Next up from Mike. First of all, I feel like I need to apologise for the wording of my previous feedback. No offence was intended. It was meant as a compliment on the completion of your campaign. This week, I watched Extraordinary Superhero Comedy Disney on Disney+, Super Comedy Series on Disney+. The premise is that everyone in the world develops a superpower at the age of 18, and the show follows Jen, who 6 years after turning 18, still hasn't discovered her superpower. It was really funny and well made. The superpowers range from the usual super strength and flight to the downright ludicrous one guy 3D printing anything he could think of out of his ass. That would be me. What a superpower that would be. And flight to the downright ludicrous one guy. Wait, hang on. And one guy who gives a person an instant orgasm if he touches them.
That's me.
Damn
it, you beat me to it.
Like Henry Cavill. As of yet, a third season hasn't been confirmed, but I'm hoping it will be. Inspired by last week's pod, I played What Remains of Edith Finch, and I thought it was a brilliant little game, so thank you for the recommendation. Yeah, it was a brilliant little game, and
it is.
Hope you didn't cry too hard, Mike. Like
Edith
I
Finch
did.
is it's not a good little game. It's not beautiful. It's an all fucking timer.
Yeah, it
It's a
is.
fucking masterpiece.
It is a masterpiece in a very tiny little box.
Mm.
Xenos. This week I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3. Specifically, I and one of the friends I was playing multiplayer with before have started over. His brother is having trouble getting
He's
the
never
game.
going to finish it.
Nope. His brother is having trouble getting the game to run at the moment, and we're doing a modded run. He's a draconic lineage sorcerer. I'm an artificer/wizard hybrid. Karlak is a vengeance paladin, and Shadowheart is a tempest cleric. Don't know what he's talking about. No.
Stop modding it. Just play it normally and finish the fucking game.
So that's somebody who knows D&D.
Yeah.
We're almost through Act 2 already and mowing down everything we get into combat with, thanks to some tweaks to the experience curve and level cap, which means we can actually get to level 20 rather than the usual cap of 12. We'll probably be in Act 3 at nearly as long as the first two acts combined, but I'm fully expecting this to be the run where we actually finish the damn game for the first time.
At this rate,
Alright,
I
just
might
play
finish
normal.
it before he does.
Yeah.
No, just play the normal vanilla version first, then mod it.
I'm all for it.
Cheating.
Lee Davies. I've been playing Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth for the past months and I've finally finished it. I bloody love this game and so far it's my game of the year. Ichiban Kasuga is my favourite character from modern gaming. He's such a lovable idiot.
I like Ichiban.
Mothram,
He's a good guy.
friend of the show, Mothram Deer is a huge fan of that.
Like a dragon.
Yeah, loves it. Didn't like the TV show.
Don't think anybody did.
Fucking shite. I've still yet to play like the new Like a Dragon. I liked the last one. It was really good. I'm like love-hate with that series. I like some, I hate the others.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of variation, isn't there, between them?
Kind of. It's just some of them are like they keep your attention. Some of them are like, and now you've just got to run around and fight. I'm not that ass by that. I'd rather it just spoon feed me the story and next. You know, keep going like that. I'd rather it just do that. I'm not asked about playing pachinko for 10 hours. It's just,
I feel like I would be too arsed on that.
Yeah, a lot of people are. They play all the mini games and then they go, I've put 75 hours into this and I'm on chapter 5.
Yeah.
That's your problem.
No focus.
Bobby Wayne says, Konnichiwa, comrades. This week I've been getting my geek on playing a game called Transport Fever 2, a logistics sim where you set up passenger and trade routes via road, rail, sea and air to connect cities and industries on an open map. I've recently set up a train route to deliver fuel from Silent Hill to Hyrule. That's cool.
Okay.
It scratches my itch for number crunching and optimization, ensuring delivery rates match production rates as close as possible, meeting supply and demand trends for cities, etc. For the older gamers who played Transport Tycoon on the PC, this is the evolution of that game. I'm unashamedly that kind of gamer and will recommend this for people that like crunching numbers or just relaxing, scenic simulations. Much love, Bobby.
I do like those kind of games, but Robert, you've probably still never played Death Stranding, and that's the ultimate distribution game, isn't it, Candy?
It certainly is, but not so much number crunching. Like, I can see where the comfort to somebody who enjoyed a number crunch would come from.
Death Stranding isn't comforting.
No.
I do too much. I did too much logistics and buy-in and number crunching in my real job.
That's your job, isn't it?
It definitely sounds like a job,
playing
doesn't it?
this.
It's like them saying to Stig, we've got a game for you to review, Office Simulator. Nope. Nope.
Would you like to go buy some steel? This steel buying game. No thanks.
This is why I play a lot of the driving simulator games, because I don't drive and it's a fantasy to me. But I'm playing them and I'm like, I've put like 72 hours into Bus Simulator 2020, and I'm saying I could have put that time into actually learning how to drive.
I was going to say, do you think like the driving sims like that? Do you think that you could actually like get a good way into passing your test? Just
I'd
by
definitely
doing
pass my theory test if I went to do it today. I knew 100% would.
That's awesome.
I'm the best driver on the planet. I just don't have a license for it.
A lot of money in HGV driving. Maybe that's your calling.
That's it. Oh no! Imagine that. Imagine me popping down into the depot. You all right, lads?
Loads of money. And then when you stay over, the people mod out their trucks with. They've got fucking fridges and cookers and Xboxes in the yeah.
And you get car park hose.
Lot lizards.
Lizards. Yeah, lot lizards.
No thanks. No thanks. I don't need that temptation in my life.
Finally, BBAK, Best Boy Angry Kurt. Hi, Emmy Crew. That's his new name.
I nearly fucking spat beer out. Stop giving people acronyms.
BBAK. Hi, Emmy Crew. The main thing I did this week was start season 3 of Designated Survivor. It's been on my watch list for a while after enjoying the first 2 seasons and saw that this season was only 10 episodes long, unlike the previous seasons, which were 22 episodes long each.
Yep.
Not sure why they cut it to 10, but I think it makes for a better show
Money.
as things move at a nicer clip. Yeah, money.
Cancelled.
Yeah.
Probably.
You got cancelled there to wrap it up.
The best parts of the show are always the White House bits, and that remains the case here. There's one subplot around the CIA and a biological weapon that I find isn't very interesting and feels like padding in order to give the audience some action sequences, but I wish they had the gumption to just focus on the politics.
Yeah, I agree.
Gaming-wise, I finished the Black Ops 6 campaign and it was excellent. It really went places I never expected from a Call of Duty, and it makes the campaign in my top 3 in the series. I also started Vampire on Steam Deck, or Vampire, I don't know how you say it. Vampire.
Dracula's.
Cheers, Vamp.
Cheers, Vamp. Cheers, Bite. On Steam Deck as part of the Backpage Podcast Game Club I'm in.
Bingo card.
I'm a few hours in, and there's a lot I like about it. There's a lot of interesting choices you have to make. The setting and the premise is cool, and even the combat is better than I expected. My only critique would be that the visuals look like a PS3 era when it's a PS4 game.
Yeah, he's right. He looks like shit. But that game's cool because you don't technically have to fight if you don't want to. And I think there's some scripted bits that you do have to fight, but you can do like strangely enough, in a Dracula game, you can do pacifist runs.
Oh. Yeah. Not hungry runs. Reading wise,
no. The thing is, sorry about that. The thing is with that game though, the more you are evil, the easier the game gets.
Right.
It's quite a weird. Yeah, a good Dracula is a bad Dracula.
That's what we like. Bad Draculas. Reading wise, I'm still on Fellowship of the Ring and mostly enjoying it. I just find some of the descriptions of the journey itself to be very excessive and sometimes boring to read. Just a personal taste thing, but it's not enough to put me off. Cheers, Kurt. BBAK.
He's a good lad. BBAK is not sticking. As always, links to all our extracurricular activities in our show notes and on our Discord if you want to get involved with all those idiots in there. please consider becoming a patron because we give you loads of stuff. We've got like an actual like arc full of podcastle stuff that we're going to be throwing at you for a while now. We've got all the Kenny Potters, all Modern Escapism that's still ongoing. We've got Too Faff, Too Curious, which is still ongoing, believe it or not.
One day they might.
We've got me and Stig talking about the MCU back in the good old days when it were good. And there's just loads of bonus stuff in there. And it's not that expensive, is it? It's not that expensive. It's like a couple of coffees.
£5
Not
a month
even.
plus VAT. All bonus
Yeah,
content.
fuck all. Can't even get fish and chips for that now, guys. That's once a month, not every week. So please consider it. This is usually the end of the show, but she's only just been speaking, but she's going to speak again. It's time for Candyland.
And now, what's up in Candyland?
Oh, I've almost run out of voice. No, I've fallen down a bit of a TikTok hole this week, and I'm scared because it was a hole that was
I saw that you were active, and you're never active on that.
not really. No, I really have been on it because of the said hole.
I've gone off it this week for certain reasons.
Well, yeah.
Not a good
Too
place
dep-
to be.
too depressing.
Well, speaking of dictators, I've been watching streamers supposedly streaming from the Korea that is not the southern one, and I'm afraid to say it.
Oh, yes.
Um,
Yes. The Democratic People's Republic of North Korea, or whatever it's called.
Don't say it for the reasons I'm about to tell you, because I've been falling into such a deep
Shit.
hole. I'm afraid that they're gonna be after me now. Like, am I? If
You think you're on their list?
I might be on
Kim's
the
list?
list, yeah, the list, because like I know things, I know shit now.
What do you know?
I can't say.
Oh, my days.
I can't.
I'm scared.
I don't know. Just in case.
Have you put us all in jeopardy?
In case Kim is listening, I've only seen
He
what you
is.
want me to see. But
Yeah,
it's all
yeah.
about it's.
And make sure you take a photo of the statue fully.
Yeah, that's right, and then bow in
'Cause
front
it's
of it.
illegal if not.
Yeah, and bow in front of it.
Bow in front of it.
But
Love
it's
that
just
guy.
yeah, they have
Do you think he's cute though?
um
Looking.
yeah, a bit.
It's like a roly poly bear.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being on a bouncy castle with him, or like I don't know, like going on a date with him, like to Burger King?
Do you know what? Just apart from all the dictatorship stuff and the suffering of all the people in his
The
country
genocide,
and the
yeah.
genocide, and he seems like kind of a fun guy.
What a guy!
He might be all right. Yeah.
He,
Like,
he
he's
likes
like you said.
Cracking
cheese.
haircut
I
on
know,
the
I
lad.
know he likes cheese. That's why he's a bit. That's why he's
Yeah, he
so
does.
rotund, because he can't get enough
Yep.
of cheese.
Cuddly.
Who can get enough of cheese? There's no such thing. But yeah, no, I'm afraid. So if I suddenly like drop from a window or have a strange poisoning,
The opposite effect could happen. Remember Dennis Rodman?
yeah, that's a
He,
weird
he became an
situation.
ambassador in North Korea. You
Yeah.
might be the new ambassador of North Korea.
Him and Kim are like that, aren't they? But
Buddies. Kim Jong Un's got a chuffing basketball court under his house.
He's
use
parading
it
around
much, does
his.
he?
You can be
No.
his Western white girl. Like they have like a.
Yeah.
They have like a selection
Yeah.
of Western people that they parade
He
around.
does. Yeah.
I could be his big titty
Yeah.
goth girlfriend.
Yeah, in your new rock.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm up for this. I'm up for this. Modern Escapism's next podcast will actually be in North Korea, Pyongyang. It's not Pyongyang, is it?
Yeah,
Is it
it's
Yeah,
Pyongyang.
Pyongyang.
Pyongyang. Live from Pyongyang. It's Modern Escapism, and we can't escape.
Just in some like work prison, a government correctional
And Stig
facility, a
Stig comes
re-education
back
centre.
home with his Stig comes back home with his fucking haircut. His flat top.
Yeah. So
I'm up for it.
just so in case I die in mysterious circumstances, now you know why.
So Candy's on a no-fly list.
Yeah. Just stay away.
She's gonna get
Just
shot down by Scud missiles.
Stay away from me, guys, for the next month or so. Just lay low.
Fucking, I can't believe you've done this. This is
Sorry.
going on your report for the year that you've got us in trouble with North Korea.
Fuck. I thought it would be Biggie that did that.
He's already on a no-fly list, that man. He's already. That's excellent. So, yeah, please be warned, guys. If you get an email from North Korea, it's nothing to do with us.
I think it looks like
That
a
is-
very nice country, and the people are very well looked after, and everything is
Yes.
under control.
Yes. All the supermarkets are stocked to the brim
Yes.
with food, and everyone is happy and lovely.
Is that Smithers with a gun in your back right now?
You see nothing.
Who do you think's powering her LEDs? It's Kim. Her boyfriend, Kim. Imagine going on Tinder and seeing him.
I'd hover on that swipe.
Super like. Well, that's the end of the show, and probably the end of us. Unless you're a patron and you'll meet us in the green room, where we plan how to escape Kim Jong-un. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to sponsor me. Bye.